The iconic Maltby Cafe is here. You know them for their infamous huge giant cinnamon rolls. Today you showed me how to make rhubarb.
Strawberry rhubarb.
Oh my
Sour
God,
cream.
pie. So good. Everyone was panicking because you were in the news and people were concerned you're leaving. Tell me though, you're not.
We're not leaving. We are there to stay. And our company put up stay for 100 years. I like that. Second generation will move on. It's about a 18-month to 2-year timeline when we'll move into the new building. So we will only have a few days of downtime and we move right in. And so we'll still be there, and that's exciting.
It is so exciting. And kind of the next generation, because you're actually having your daughters starting being a process of the restaurant business.
Yeah, so we'll go to second generation. And I have third generation grandkids working there. There's several families within the restaurant that work there, and I'm happy we're not closing down because I won't lose them. I have brothers, sisters, moms, aunts, grandmas, all within the restaurant for years. So
well, I've been coming and visiting you guys for years. It truly is absolutely iconic, delicious food, but even better people.
All right. So I'm on first base. I think it's the 10th or 11th inning. Scott Bradley's up. So I'm stealing on the play. The ball's hitting to the left field corner. So it's in front of me. I can see that the ball hits up and bounces up off the wall. There's no way I'm getting thrown out. And I am full tilt. By now, I've turned second. I'm rounding, getting ready to start the round third. And I'm thinking in my mind, they're going to have to relay throw to get me. And it won't even be close. This game is over. So I get to about halfway down third baseline, heading towards home, and the next batter, Darnell Coles, has run up to be my guy to tell me stand up or slide. He's telling me to slide, and I'm kind of confused as I'm sliding, so I just give a little courtesy slide, and I get tagged out. And you see the highlight, I throw my helmet, and then I'm yelling at the ump, and it's more out of confusion than anything else. And all of a sudden I go, Who, no way, they relayed and threw me out. Who threw that ball? And they go, no, Bo threw it all the way in the air. And as it was described to me, he caught the ball on the hop off the fence next to the wall and just spun and threw. No stride, anything, threw it all the way in the air.
Wow.
And got me out. Wow. And so for years, Bo and I have talked about this throw, and I tell him, Bo, I made you famous, man. Nobody knew about you in baseball. and so I had him on our Hot Stove show at MLB Network about a year ago, and we've had him on different times, and Bo and I have talked through the years, but he goes, I'm going to reveal something to you you've never known. I go, what's that? And he goes, you see me, it looks like I'm tucking my shirt in after the throw. I broke my jock. I turned and threw it so hard.
Wow.
He goes, I'm trying to fix my jock. I'm not tucking in my shirt.
It did look like he was tucking it in. You're right.
Yeah, so if you see that highlight, you'll look at it a little different now.
To be fair, that was one of the greatest plays by one of the greatest athletes to ever walk the face of the earth. So
no doubt.
No shame. No shame.
doubt.
No doubt about it.
I tell this story, too, to kind of put it in context of how great Bo was. He hit a ball. I played 10 years in the Kingdom, and they had like 4 or 5 tiers, right? And the upper tier, I saw maybe 5 balls hit up there in years. Bo flips around in batting practice, who's talking trash to me, like, Reynolds, switch hitter. Switch hitter. And he takes one swing left-handed and hit it in the 5th deck. That was one of the 5 balls I've ever saw hit up there in 10 years.
Wow.
And that was Bo Jackson. Incredible, man. Yep. Absolutely incredible.
Took the dinghy into shore, and then I grabbed a stranger's kayak and jumped in and went out to where the survivors were. You could throw me in any OB emergency and deliver a baby anywhere and I would be fine. But broken bones and head injuries are quite a bit different.
I'm mic'd up right now. I got to get used to that. I told the guys, like, they're going to capture what we do, and they do a great job of doing that. Let's be us. You know, we want them to capture us. We're proud of who we are and how we do things, and so there's really no reason to try to change anything or try to be something we're not. So, well, we haven't had much interaction yet, and really everything is about the same as it's been. I mean, nothing's really changed on our front, nor will it for the foreseeable future. So that's really how we're approaching everything. We had great visits with all the folks that were here. I think the best way to describe my mentality, I'm just really excited to get going. I think we're really thankful for Jody and the things that her and the rest of the ownership group did while especially since I've been here. It's been fantastic, and hopefully the rest of the 12s feel the same way as they should. And then now we're entering a new chapter in our organization's history, and so I think that's a cause for excitement as well.
Day one of Seahawks training camp is in the books. Lots of excitement and energy. The 12s were fired up to welcome back onto the field the Super Bowl champs. All the big stars are here. Quarterback Sam Darnold, Leonard Williams, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and even head coach Mike McDonald had a big smile for day one.
Pretty great, huh? Pretty great first day. Awesome to be back. Guys are in great spirits. Very just excited that we're back rolling.
Despite the big crowds, the party-like atmosphere, and HBO Hard Knocks crews all over the place, the Hawks are focused.
I'm mic'd up right now. I got to get used to that. I told the guys, like, they're going to capture what we do, and they do a great job of doing that. Let's be us. We want them to capture us. We're proud of who we are and how we do things, and so there's really no reason to try to change anything or try to be something we're not. So that's it. I probably by tomorrow, the next day, they'll just probably won't notice it, honestly.
Wide receiver Torrey Horton is back after a season-ending shin injury. No PUP list for Horton, despite not having a new deal. Devin Witherspoon also at day one of camp, practicing and taking plenty of time for the fans. No Nick Eamon-Wari on the field. He's on the PUP list, but head coach Mike McDonald didn't seem too concerned.
He's doing a great job. We don't have necessarily a timetable. It's not like we lost him for the season or anything. I don't want to put, I don't want to put like time on it, but it's not a serious thing where you're looking at like any long-term consideration.
Despite plenty of familiar faces, Coach McDonald is quick to state this is a new year, a new season, and a new team.
If you just boil it down to the lowest common denominator, it's like, look, I'm different than I was this time of last year. I'm different than I was at the end of the season. We got, 30% of our roster is probably different. We got changes at our coaching staff. We got guys with new perspectives and a lot of life things that have happened. So we're all kind of new people here in this situation, which by definition makes us a new team too. So it's pretty simple when you kind of boil it down like that.
Kenmore Air seaplanes are back in the sky less than 2 days after one of the planes crash-landed in the San Juan Islands. Some passengers taking off and landing in South Lake Union tell me they are utterly confident in flying seaplanes. Kenmore Air says it offered full refunds to anyone uncomfortable flying after the crash. A spokesperson tells me very few people actually canceled their reservations. The NTSB is investigating what caused the crash when the pilot attempted to land. All 11 people on board survived, 3 remain hospitalized.
It was fantastic. I took the scenic route that does like the Union Lake and then downtown area, Puget Sound, and it was amazing. Since I'm also from the airline industry, I still think it's the safest way to travel nowadays. There's so much traffic accidents that even if there's something like this happening once in a while, it's still totally safe, and they have all the procedures they need to go by and have the planes checked. Can happen anytime, but it's very, very rare.
One Democratic lawmaker called the war, quoting now, planned, foreseeable chaos with no end in sight. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Oh, completely. It's just hard. And by the way, the President of the United States is impulsive. He's quixotic. He's changing his mind every day. These are large events. It takes time and a strategy and a conceptual organization to get something done in warfare of this nature. He's not capable of doing this. So again, I cannot foresee how it's going to come out, but I do think both sides have a major incentive to negotiate and to stop the fighting. The likely outcome is what should concern us. And again, the only crucial objective the United States had going into this war was stop their nuclear program, which requires international atomic energy negotiators, inspectors, to be on the ground. I don't think that's going to happen.
Bothell police detained 2 teenagers after a shooting in Bothell. Witnesses told officers that several teens were in the parking lot of the Canyon Park McDonald's yesterday evening when a fight broke out. Police say one teen pulled a gun and several rounds were fired. No one was injured.
Jury has found 2 sisters accused of conspiring to rob a Tacoma man in 2024 guilty of murder. Pamela Gabriski-Jones and her sister Marian Jones-Pardour are guilty of first-degree murder, conspiring to commit a robbery and burglary. Both are accused of conspiring with another man, Chris Reyes, to rob Will Akers, a drug dealer the sisters allegedly believed would be an easy target. They were wrong. He fought back before being beaten to death by Reyes, who is still awaiting trial on a murder charge of his own. Sentencing for the sisters is set for September 11th.
A 4-year-old girl is in critical condition after falling out of a window in Seattle's Mount Baker neighborhood. It happened Friday morning along 34th Avenue South. Officers say the girl fell from a 6th-floor window that was open. It did have a screen on it, but she went through the screen. This is something we see nearly every summer. Back in April, a 7-year-old girl fell headfirst from a 2nd-story window in Olympia, suffering a fractured femur. That girl's aunt happens to be the Pierce County Fire Department's lead public educator, now working to protect other families.
We're looking at a big issue that's 100% preventable. There are a few different types of window stops. These are the 2 that we are providing to our district. This actually will drill into the side.
As for the incident yesterday, the 4-year-old remains in the hospital. Police are calling this an accident.
Kenmore Air canceled all flights Friday after Thursday's crash. That's a crash where 11 people, everyone on board, survived. So it was Thursday around 4:30 in the afternoon that a float plane lifted off from Seattle's Lake Union. About 45 minutes later, near Susha Island, that plane crashes, and fortunately for everyone on board, there were civilian rescuers nearby, professional rescuers. They rushed in, made sure everyone got out before that plane burst into flames. And we are hearing from the NTSB that a preliminary report should be ready within 30 days. A full finding of probable cause could take a lot longer, maybe 12 to 24 months.
Halfway down, easy forward right. Easy. It's going down and hold. Easy. Easy forward right. Easy. And hold. Basket's on deck. 40 right 5. Easy forward right. Easy. And hold. Preparing to take the load. Taking the load. Basket's clear the left foot. Easy back and left. Easy back and left. Still on deck.
I've never seen this woman in person, so this is going to be very interesting. I know that we are here to really just talk about Christ and Christianity, what it means to be a Christian.
I get the whole make heaven crowded thing, but telling people not to get the COVID vaccine is not the way to do it.
Please welcome Erica Kirk.
It's a tremendous blessing to be here. I know that Charlie always wanted to be here. Do you guys feel that pressure sometime that, like, when you're on, like, either on campus or just doing daily life, like, you feel that pressure, that spiritual warfare? That's good. That means you're using your life for a purpose. That means you're furthering the kingdom. That means you're truly in the thick of it, the spiritual battle. Don't be afraid of that.
We're tracking dozens of wildfires burning across the Northwest right now. One wildfire in particular caught attention on social media on Friday, and you may have even seen it in person. Little Giant Fire, which is burning north of Lake Wenatchee, produced this towering cloud. Yes, a cloud. This photo in particular was sent in by Karen from Edmonds, and even from more than 60 miles away, you can just see how massive this cloud became. You could even say it almost looks like cauliflower in the sky. Frank Perry from Chelan captured these incredible photos on his flight back to Seattle on Friday. And once he landed, he took this video, and this is where you can really see how massive that cloud became, all the way from Seattle. That is a pyrocumulus cloud. What happens is the wildfire gets so hot that it sends smoke, moisture, and hot air high into the atmosphere. And as we know, warm air rises. And as it rises, it cools and condenses into a cloud. Now, if the fire becomes intense enough and there's enough instability in the atmosphere, that cloud can continue growing into what's called a pyrocumulonimbus cloud, which is a thunderstorm created by the wildfire. And those storms can produce lightning, which could spark new wildfires, strong wind gusts, and erratic fire behavior, which makes them especially dangerous for firefighters and those in its path. Unfortunately, we still have ways to go in wildfire season, with more red flag warnings in effect today, Saturday.
This is Henrietta, a three-toed box turtle. She's celebrating her 55th birthday. Cougar Mountain Zoo brought Henrietta and a few other animal friends to King 5 Weekend Mornings to hear more about the Saturday, July 25th event. It's happening from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Your ticket to the event gets you all-day zoo admission. You can also go into the party zone that has treats, crafts, and up-close animal encounters. There will be a scavenger hunt, raffles, and much more. We also met Rio the macaw, and if you've ever been out to Cougar Mountain Zoo in Issaquah, then you know he's one of many beautiful macaws there at the zoo. Finally, we met Fern, the porcupine. You can say meteorologist Ashley Ruiz and I were just a little bit excited to meet Fern. She enjoyed some of her favorite treats, walnuts, while in the studio. If you'd like to see the full segment, head to king5.com.